Hey everybody, it's Matt from Casually Crafted 3D, and we're going to take a look at another third-party transformer. This time I'm going to take a look at the Rising Force Stunticons. I know I'm kind of late to the party on these guys, but I already have all of them, and I figured I'd do a video on all of them, so I'll just do some quick short videos on these guys. But this was the first one that came out a little while ago. It's RF-L01 Catfish, but nothing really crazy going on with the box. It's pretty small. He actually comes packaged in vehicle mode in here. So we'll take a look at that. Oh, he does come with a set of instructions. You know, they're okay, like little CAD rendering things are the instructions, but not too bad. And here he is. This is what he is right out of the box, just in vehicle mode. Just tiny little car, a little dead end. It is a little wide, I think. I don't know. Something about the proportions are kind of funky to me. But I mean, this is obviously just like super Sunbow tune, so it's probably accurate to the cartoon model, not so much like an actual car. But the profile of the car looks pretty good. Looks pretty clean. The only problem is underside. His head's just showing. Everything else cleaned up pretty nice. If only there was like a panel or something that folded out from this hollow section here to cover it up, I think it would be a lot better. But yeah, I think it looks the part. Wheels roll. They're plastic wheels, not rubber wheels. But yeah, he's gonna come with just one accessory. He's gonna come with his little gun here. Just has a little red post there. Everything is, it's red plastic. This is all the gray here is just painted. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and transform him now, just because it's pretty simple. So we're just gonna kind of take this hood piece here and lift it up, and then I'm trying to remember exactly what to do here. I think split all this. Go ahead and pull this down like this. And I should mention, I already have all the other ones. This is actually the replacement little elbow joint for the combined mode that comes with Wild Rider, which is the next one in the line that came out. So I've already replaced that part because you have to unscrew some pieces here in order to get that together, because it was previously this ball joint part here. I mean, I think they just ended up going with a aesthetic difference with having the gray joint and it having a swivel over having the ball joint. So that's, I just wanted to point that out. This is not what comes with this guy. This comes with Breakdown or Wild Rider. This is what would normally be on it. So, anywho, to do this, we're gonna split these. Oops, actually, we're gonna split the legs. And then these parts here, these little panels, never mind, they split this way. I was pushing them the other way. They need to come down like this, and then the entire leg is gonna flip out on this joint, come back. The wheel will push in to get out of the way. Actually, pull the foot out first. Oh, hold on, I might need to get a spudger. Alright, so that was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get out just because of the way it recesses in here. But I just grabbed a spudger and pulled it out. But pull down the foot here, fold in the wheel, and then just close this back up, making sure that this little peg here is lined up with that slot. And it just goes right together like that. There's one leg done. And then on the other side, same deal. Gonna open up the panel. Flip out the leg. Yeah, the foot isn't going to want to come out, so just going to have to pull it out with a spudger. There we go. Flip in the wheel. Flip the panel back closed onto that peg. And there we go, both of the legs. Turn the waist around and push that combiner part back in. Then the arms, we're just going to simply pull them out like so. And then these little side pieces here will flip in to either side. Turn the wrist or the forearm around, and then the hand is tucked up inside the forearm, and then just align those in their proper orientation like so, and then just kind of set this part, the hood of the car, back onto the back, and there he is. Pretty simple transformation, you know, pretty fun. You know, I can do it pretty quickly. It's not too bad. Yeah, right off the bat, I'm gonna say I don't like the waist design here. I definitely feel like, you know, this is following up, you know, Magic Square's Stunticons. I just feel like they kind of do it a little bit better, especially down here. So the proportions of these guys, you know, we're talking about this one right now. They're all kind of, I don't know, kind of funky. I mean, they definitely do look like they came out of the cartoon, but I kind of like the more heroic design that some of Magic Square's bots have over these. But these are a fraction of the cost of what Magic Square's is, so, you know, it's to the eye of the beholder, I suppose. But go ahead and go over articulation. I'll go ahead and show how he looks in the back too, just so I'm not, you know, talking out of my ass. So you can actually see what I'm talking about. See how he's actually kind of thin? That's what I'm referring to. Anyways, articulation. So for the head, it's on a ball joint here. So up that far, down that far, you know, no side to side. It can rotate 360 degrees. And I feel like I should also mention that you can't have his head turned around in vehicle mode because his nose here will actually interfere with that joint. So you are forced to keep his head forwards like that in vehicle mode. But his shoulders here, just for how he transforms, he does have that. I don't know if that actually even counts as a joint, but it is there. The actual shoulder here is on a ball joint, so you can get full range of motion on that, 360 degrees, all that good stuff. This joint here, this little swivel joint here, like, it's a ball joint that's actually sat inside kind of like a mushroom, what I would assume should be a mushroom peg. And man, it is like really wobbly. It's terrible tolerances, and it's like that on both sides. Not quite as bad on this side, but I mean, he's very loose, just all around. Elbow joint here gets you a little bit past 90 degrees, and a ball joint wrist, the big old hollow spot there in the arm. For the waist, you know, 360 degree rotation at that joint there, right? Or it's a little swivel joint. And previously on the one that he comes with, it's a ball joint. That's probably part of the reason why they replaced it. So I don't, you know, this joint, it works about the same, but I can see how that would get worn down over time. Little joints here in the waist or in the legs. And these are actually pretty damn tight, but get you about that far forwards and about that far back. I'm worried I'm going to break these pegs if I push too hard. And same thing on the other side. Now, because of the way that these go together, they basically just screw together, and I know this because of how this went together. I would be worried about these parts loosening up inside that joint too over time. It's a little worrisome in there. Just be careful with that. Because this thing has tolerance issues just kind of all around on all the joints. Coming out here at the hips, about 90 degrees, you know, does what it has to. Has a mushroom peg down here and at the thigh for a full rotation. Here at the knee up here, you can get about 90 degrees, and it can actually hyperextend a little bit. And down here at the feet, we had a tilt forwards, and he does have an ankle tilt. So It's everything for articulation. His weapon, he can hold it just fine in his hand. No problem. So for size comparisons, here he is next to a Magic Square Carbot. Oop, Jazz. His head fell back. Here he is next to a New Age Constructicon. And we'll squeeze in here. Here he is with Magic Square's Megatron. So he's in kind of a weird place. I think he's actually a little too big. Maybe per the Sunbow scale charts, he should be like a little bit shorter than the Constructicons, but I think he's too tall to quite fit in with like your standard Carbots from like Magic Square or even New Age. I don't have any of New Age's Carbots anymore, but I do know that they're significantly shorter. New Age's Jazz would probably only come up to about mid chest on him, so he's a little too big. Alright, so final thoughts on RF-L01 Catfish, Rising Forces, Deadend. I think he's alright. He's definitely a cheaper version of the character, even in Legend scale. Like I said, it don't cost all that much, so and it's only made by a few people, so I kind of give him some passes on some stuff. But he's definitely, like, the scale is a little weird. The proportions are kind of funny. The materials are nice. The plastic is really nice, which is good. But the tolerances are just not great. Like for example, for this pose that I have him here on the turntable, his arm, it has to be positioned that way because he can't really hold his arm up all the way. It just droops over time, and that's like barely any weight on that. So I guess the joints will have to be tightened up on my copy, or maybe it's just me. I don't know if it's everybody, but just putting that out there. He does have a head showing in alt mode syndrome, which I'm not a fan of. But other than that, that's really all that I have to say about him. He's okay at best, but as you'll see with the future videos, that's kind of an issue that plagues the rest of the members as well. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be posting more on these Rising Force Stunticons here in the future, if I haven't already. So keep an eye out for those. And check me out on all my socials. Put a link tree below. And yeah. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.